Stand. This is the Manchester United vs Fulham fan call-in via Discord. The link is in the video description. If you want to take our invite onto the Discord app, get involved with it there. I just was laughing before I came live there because I just read a comment from somebody saying, knowing our board, they're so incompetent, they'll probably sack Mourinho after that result, which it did resonate because I thought, actually, yeah, they are a bit incompetent, but no, it's clearly not going to happen. What I want to start off with, maybe a few of you want to talk about this before, is that the Pogba-Mourinho situation. How are you feeling after that result? Are there positives we can build on? Can Mourinho turn it around? But interestingly, Jose Mourinho said this. He said that the first half was really good, beautiful at times. The second half was Ranieri's fault. He changed his tactics and Fulham were a better team. But he said when there is solidarity and people giving them maximum, then there are more positives and we're a better team. And I think, to me, I don't think Jose Mourinho can actually help himself. I think, again, it was another dig at Paul Pogba, that without Pogba we've got solidarity, without Pogba we've got a maximum effort, and we are a better team. And obviously, as I said in my match reaction, he refused to bring him on. I think there's a certain irony, though. I think there is a certain irony, and I don't know what you lot think, but I think there is a definite irony that Pogba was called a virus after the Southampton game a week ago, but Pogba actually apparently said back to Mourinho, you're not setting the team up the best way to get the best out of me. It's too defensive. The last two games, we've gone on the front foot. We've been a lot quicker, and Pogba would have been better in that team. So, I think Pogba's a little bit of a, maybe the ego of Mourinho is, yeah, I'm going to play a better way, but you're not going to be part of it, which, I think if Pogba had played in the team on Wednesday and today, we would have seen a good Paul Pogba. I think Pogba's been playing in a team that's got, sometimes he's got Fellaini and Matic in the midfield. If you put Pogba in a midfield with Lingard or Herrera next to him, I think you get a bit better Pogba. So I think you've got to bear that in mind, even if you are anti Paul Pogba. But I do want to take some of your calls. The lot was class. Joe Keegan, you're right. Matthew Tucker says there's no reason we can't finish above Chelsea and Arsenal. We're not even halfway through the season. Interestingly, I believe we are still 8 points off fourth at the moment, maybe even 7 because Spurs haven't played yet. But yeah, loads and loads to talk about. You still Mourinho out? Is any part of you starting to think you might be Mourinho in? Let's go to it. The link's in the video description for our Discord. It's a free app. You can chat away 24/7 with other United fans on our voice chat groups. You can get involved in the text chat groups, but if you want to be on the shows, you've got to be on the Discord, and it's an invite only. So the link is in the video description. If you want to be part of the United Stand, you'll only find it through the invite link. So let's go and take our first call. I'm ready. Let's see who else is ready. Let's try and see if we can get Chris. Chris, can you hear me? Hello, Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it off. Sorry.
It's all right. How you doing, pal? All right?
Yeah.
Hello?
Sorry.
I can't wait that long, I'm afraid, mate. We'll go for somebody else and we'll maybe get you on in a moment. Let's try Joe. Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
How you doing, pal? Not a good start. Hello, can you hear me? It's funny. It's funny, isn't it? Like, we had this the other day and it worked an absolute treat. And then today, we're having a bloody nightmare. Get in the group. Right, I've had this person on before. I know they'll be good. Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Mark.
Hi, how you doing? All right? Hello, you're live on the United Stand. Right, is there... this is massively, massively irritating. Why the bloody hell is it doing this? It should be working absolutely fine. I really want to get your opinions on the show. We haven't got loads of people in the calling queues as well. So we might struggle for some callers tonight. Get yourself in the calling queues if you want to be on the United Stand. Ross, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you.
How you doing, pal?
What a result today. It's good to see that we finally got a little bit of positivity coming around the club.
Yes.
But I still think Jose's out. I can't see him staying. Everyone else here knows it. He's just a dead man walking, isn't he, man? It's just disappointing.
I want to ask you, first of all, what do you think of the Paul Pogba situation? Jose Mourinho refusing to bring him on today. Clearly, he's going to go ahead and try and use United without Pogba. Where do you sit on that? Is he right? Is he wrong?
Well, as much as I love Paul Pogba, I think he's an absolute starting play. Like he's a definite starter for every team. He has been quite disappointing for us. He does try too many like skill moves and stuff like that. It's kind of a bit annoying and it's frustrating. But he still is one of our best players. He's one of our best midfielders. Like dropping him is just a crime, and it's just annoying that we haven't tried to build a team around him. Instead, we're just building him around like Matic and like Lukaku and stuff like that instead of playing to our strengths really.
You said it positive today. I agree with you. I also agree with you that Jose Mourinho still needs to go, but it doesn't mean that we can't celebrate the club that we love and support winning a game of football. There was a lot of positives today. I mean, how much can we take as a positive though? Because there are people out there, myself included, who would say Fulham was so bad, and how can you judge what improvement there was from us against a team that realistically you'd expect maybe a Man City to beat them 10-0. I mean, what were the positives for you, and how much of a positive is that going into maybe the Liverpool game in a week's time? Do you give us any chance?
I don't give us any chance to give Liverpool, to be honest. Like, Fulham are shit. Like, there's no point saying it. They've just got a new manager. We expect to beat them. Like, if we didn't beat them today, that would have been disgusting. Like, how are we meant to progress as a club if we can't even beat the lower teams? Like, yeah, it's good. We scored goals. Yeah, it's good. Like Rashford's goal was really good, and like Mata was doing bits the entire game, and it was really good to see like our attacking players doing well. But it's Fulham. Like you expect to do that. That we should have done that against young boys. Like it's like that's the bottom line is we should be doing that against every team. But against Southampton, against young boys, and against a lot of other people, we've been shit.
And just
so,
on, sorry. It's okay.
Teams like Man City, will do that and they will win 10-0 or they will do something ridiculous because they can, and they're all united, and they're united again under a manager that plays really good football. But the fact is that we should be doing that every week, but we're not. And against Liverpool, we're going to get absolutely slaughtered. Like Salah scored 3 goals today. He's going to be going into good form. I know Ashley Young did well against him last time, but I can't see him doing that again. He's been crap this season. Some of the times I'll be watching him play like right back or something like that, and he'd hardly go up the pitch, and he just looked awful. He looks slow. Yeah, he can whip in a good crossing once in a while, but I can't see him doing well against Ashley Young against Mohamed Salah. Sorry.
And I saw one of the live comments just as we went live and said, we're not halfway through the season yet. I think we can catch Arsenal and Chelsea. I mean, I think. I don't know what your opinion is, but I certainly do think that Mourinho will be here till May, whether we want him to or not. Do you think top 4 is something that we could achieve with United? I mean, just to let you know, we are, we're still 8 points behind Arsenal, even with the win today. We're 7 points off 4th, and Spurs haven't even played yet. So it's still a big gap to get to 4th. Do you think it's possible for United to do that still?
No, I think we're going to get 7th. Like I can see Everton doing better than us. Like I can't see us getting top 4 or top 5. Like I can't see it. Like we're playing so poor consistently. Like yeah, we've won 1 game, but we've drawn the past 3, and so many of them have been at home, and we've been drawing them. It's been we can't turn this around now because half the players don't want to turn it around because they just don't have no faith in the manager, and the other half, well, you said it yourself. They know that they'll get punted out if Jose leaves, so they're going to try even harder. But I can't see that bringing us back up to 4th. I just can't see it.
All right, mate. Well, thanks for being the first caller. I'm just glad we got somebody on, and when we did, you were absolutely fantastic. So please do call in again.
Oh, definitely, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. Been watching you for a while, and it's great to see you doing well. Thank you.
Cheers, pal. Thank you. Have a good evening. I just want to. We'll be taking more calls, so get yourself on the Discord and get yourself in the call-in queue, waiting queues. You can chat amongst yourselves while you're there as well. But Medina says that it's the change in the attitude that's helping Manchester United at the moment, and I do agree with that. I think that there is an attitude change from some players, but I think also that's a bit of a myth. I think it's nothing to do with the change of attitude. Are we to say, is Mourinho trying to tell us that our players haven't been trying for 3 months? That's another damning indictment of him if he knows that his players haven't been playing for 3 months and it's his 3rd year. I think actually, if you actually look at what's different about Manchester United in the last 2 games, it's the personnel. It's the removal of a Fellaini in the midfield with Matic, which makes us slow, pragmatic and uncreative. And it's sticking Herrera in there. with Lingard, who are both quicker players and want to play quick, fast football and get after the ball fast. It's nothing to do with that effort. I think that's a really insulting thing to say. Oh, people are trying harder now. Bollocks. They're not trying harder. They were always trying in the shirt. The tactics were just shit. We're playing a better brand of football, and that with better brand of players in it, and that's why we're slightly better. But they will only take you so far, because the reality for me is that when you look at the team today, and as Liam said, you talk about Ashley Young, can he do a job against Salah? Look at the Fulham game today. I don't think the back four was particularly good. Jones, Smalling, Young, Delo's young. Delo was brilliant. Young had a good game. Jones and Smalling never really had much to do. That's the key for me. I think against the better team, is that back four good enough? Is Ashley Young really good enough? We need Luke Shaw there. Is Jones and Smalling good enough? Well, we know that they've got mistakes in them. I just think Fulham were a very poor team, and against a better team, we probably would struggle. Can we get top four? I don't know. I don't think we can. Sorry, I don't think we can. It's up to you to tell me if you think you can. I personally don't think we've got a cat in hell's chance of doing it. I really don't. But you never know. Jay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Just about, pal. Yeah. What do you want to talk about, mate?
I just basically wanted to say that I thought, today was a great win. I thought it was a great win, after all the bad results we've had recently. I thought, I was really happy with the win. But I just wanted to say basically that I don't think any of us can sort of hide away from how bad the results have been recently. And the manager, he just needs to go. I think, after all the results we've had and the press conferences, negativity, I just think that he needs to go in order for our club to move forward.
Yeah, I think you're right, because today was a good performance, but I think I always go back to the international break a couple of weeks ago, and we looked at the fixtures, and I think we all would have said we should beat Fulham today, and we did, and that's great, and we beat Fulham and we're positive and we're happy. But I think we all knew Fulham, bottom three, we should beat them. But we also looked at Southampton away in Palace and said we should win them as well, and we actually came out of those two games 4 points less than we should have had. And I look at the results today, and I think actually if we just got those 4 points against crappy teams, we'd only be 4 points off fourth place, and maybe that's a slim chance of getting back into the top four race. But we're actually 8 points off, and I think you're right. I think the performance today was good. The positive was good. We can watch Match of the Day tonight, but it sort of stings a little bit, the points that we dropped against Southampton and Palace, because it still leaves us a massive 8 points off Arsenal.
Exactly, and I think now it's too late. I really don't think we can get back in the top four race now. I think the poor results will carry on coming. I don't think just because we scored 4 goals against Fulham today that anything's really going to change. I think, we still saw the negative things from Jose today, in terms of substitutions. He still brought, whatever his name, McTominay on, which was just a stupid decision. He didn't need to come on. And, and I think he'll continue doing these things. And I think also Paul Pogba is, for me, the fact that he isn't starting at the moment is a real worry, because, he needs to start. He's our best player, in my opinion, by a country mile. I think he's one of the best midfielders in the world, and the fact that he isn't playing, he's not going to be happy with that. And I honestly think that in the summer, even if Mourinho goes, I think Paul Pogba will just want to leave, to be honest. So yeah, it's worrying times for me at the moment.
I think you're 100% right there. I think that we're at that point. I pretty much knew we were at that point in September, to be honest, but we will not have Mourinho and Pogba here next season. We might not have either of them, but we certainly won't have both of them here next year. And obviously, it's abundantly clear that you'd probably want Pogba over Mourinho. And today he refused to bring him on, which to me shows that he's got no intention of playing him anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just such a worry, because ever since he joined the club, I really did think that he would solve. I know we need good midfielders around him, but I really thought he would solve, the problems we have. But it's just got worse and worse. Since he's joined. I think Mourinho is actually he's just ruined Pogba. When he did join Manchester United, he was such a great talent. You saw the things he did for Juventus. It was just out of this world. And now he can't even. He comes onto the pitch, he just looks like he can't be arsed. So, yeah, I just blame Mourinho for that. And, yeah, I just really, really, really hope he goes soon, because that, for me, is just a major, major issue.
Talking about the positives, Marcus Rashford was fantastic today. Martial's scored so many goals recently. We've got that game coming up against Liverpool. Presuming Rashford, Martial and Lukaku are fit, he can't play all three. How would you go with that? Because there's a lot of people who think, well, Lukaku's back in the team now. He scored a goal. There's no way Mourinho's dropping him. So we're going to have to put up with either Martial or Rashford back on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. For me, Lukaku, like over the past sort of 7-8 months, he's just been so poor. Like they said, he's been in the gym too much. He's absolutely massive now. I think for Everton, he was just a crazy good footballer because I think he was the perfect size and he was just a brilliant footballer. But at the moment, I think he should be dropped. And the problem with him is we can't get rid of him because, like you were saying earlier on the match, he cost us £90 million, so he has to play. Unfortunately, he has to play in Jose's eyes, which is just such a shame. I would not start him. I would go with Martial, Rashford, and if we can't to Sanchez is injured, so he can't play. So I'll go with Rashford up front, Martial, and just drop Lukaku 100% because he does not deserve to play.
Thanks for calling in, mate. Really enjoyed that and really good points. So please do call in again.
Yeah, I will do, Mark. Thank you.
Cheers, pal. A few people saying there was issues with the audio there. Sorry about that. Shorja says, I am a Jose inner. Pull me in from the Discord. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for you, mates. We need to press high and stop playing so deep, says HH. I think Mourinho, to be fair, at least he was open about it, said that Ranieri changed it in the second half and that's why United weren't so good. Fulham couldn't have been as shit as they were in the first half in the second half. I think Fulham in the second half possibly, wouldn't say they were the better team, that they were a better team and they were making a decent game of it. And United I think they thought the game was won and they were probably right. But we need to start playing for 90 minutes. Even today, even with a good performance, I don't think we were as good as we certainly didn't play for. We didn't play for the full 90 minutes again, which has become a bit of an issue for United, as always. Let's get this caller on, see if they can hear me. Hello, can you hear me?
Oh.
Hello?
Yes.
Too quiet, or maybe not even there. You've got to be unmuted and ready. Hello, can you hear me? You're live on the United Stand. Hello? Yeah, it's not moving as smoothly as it has done. Hello, can you hear me on the United Stand? Yeah, tonight is just not. It's not really going as well, is it? Let's call a spade a spade. It's just not. I know this person. They'll be good. Hello, you're live on the United Stand. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mark. You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. You?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect, mate. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I think the game today was very positive. The first half, especially, we haven't seen that for quite a while at Old Trafford. But you know what? For me, it doesn't change anything, Mark. I remember the last time I spoke to you was on Skype when we beat Burnley, and I said to you we should give Mourinho time, but obviously that's changed. I believe the lot was fantastic today, actually. Played very well. But in your post-match reaction, I agree with everything you say. The bottom of the league, a win today should be guaranteed. That's what I said. And we've got to take results. Well, we've got to take positives from the game because that's all we can do. It's not been fantastic, really, has it? You've got to grab every positive part of every game as you can. And we've just got to see what we can do at Anfield next week. But yeah, for me, nothing changes. I still want Mourinho out. But you know what? It's 3 points, and we can only look at the positives.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that. I think I'm very relaxed about the situation today. I'm very positive. I think there were positives. I loved Rashford's performance. I loved the Lot's performance. I totally accept that it is the way life is, especially in society at the moment, that we're going to have to put up with some United fans who are professing that we've turned a corner and Jose's the right man and Pogba is the devil. I think that's just the world we live in. What's your theory or thoughts on the Pogba situation with Mourinho? I spoke about it on the watch along. I said that if he's got any intention of bringing him back in the team, he would get him involved in the second half because we're comfortable. He chose not to do that. It's very clear to me, even in relation to what he said after the game, that Pogba is being held up as the problem as to why we've been a bad team for the last 3 months. And Mourinho's playing a very clever game because there are United fans who are falling for it.
Yeah, there's and someone brought up a great point in the Discord. It's what Mourinho done with Hazard at Chelsea. I just think Mourinho's trying to bring Pogba down with him because he knows Mourinho doesn't know his job's on the line. Well, he knows we've had negative results, and he's trying to bring Pogba down with him. But today I've seen people say we were a better team without Pogba. I completely disagree. Even with Pogba in the midfield, I think we would have done better because there's more creativity. I think again Pogba's just being made to look the scapegoat because he's an easy target. And of course, the thing I hate the most is, and I think you mentioned it as well, Paul Pogba for his price tag hasn't been on standing this season. But he's not been as bad as some other players in the squad. You look at Matic and Lukaku, for example. They've been below par, but not one bad word said about them. They seem to get a free ride again. Matic played 90 minutes again today. I don't think he was very good against Arsenal. A lot of people said he was. I don't think he was great. But again, people seem to scapegoat Pogba because he's had, below the Southampton game, he was very bad. But you've got to play him because he's one of our best players, and that's like harsh truth. People might dislike him, people might dislike his ego or whatever, but the reality is he's one of our best players, and if we go to Anfield next week, park the bus and Pogba's not on the side, and if we get battered 4-0 or something, then people are going to turn to Mourinho again. It's one of those things where because there's such a divide in the fan base, you can't exactly, there's not one side, it's either Pogba or Jose. But I think it's very interesting. I can't see Ed Woodward selling Pogba, to be honest. He's our most valuable player in terms of marketing price tag. I just can't see Pogba leaving in January. And to be honest, Mark, Woodward didn't even back Mourinho in the summer. So if he had to get rid of one of them, it would definitely be Mourinho because the results aren't even going well for Mourinho to even drop Pogba. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those things. But we've just got to see, really. I don't want Pogba to leave because, it is what it is.
Thanks for calling, Jamie. Really appreciate it, and really interesting points as well.
Yeah, no problem.
Cheers, pal. And I think I think that's a great point, isn't it? Where do Manchester United Football Club sit on this? Where does Ed Woodward sit on this? And there's another good point there that whatever you think about Paul Pogba, he must play under another manager at Manchester United. So we're 100% sure that we're making the right decision. Is it right to let Pogba go just because he can't play under Jose Mourinho, who's a manager who's well known for parking the bus? What could Pogba do under a Manchester United manager that's Pochettino or Jardim or Blanc or Zidane? Is he going to be the same Pogba, or is he going to be a better Pogba like many of us suspect? And that's how it works with players. We know in year 3 what Jose Mourinho is. We know from looking at his Wikipedia page what style of manager he is. We don't know what Paul Pogba is going to be like under a manager that's not Jose Mourinho, and I think that would be the risk. If you were to just think, if you were to decide, I want Mourinho to stay and Pogba to go, what if Pogba goes to Juventus again, or Barcelona, or PSG, and he's one of the best midfielders in the world? But we stick with Mourinho and we're still not winning titles because we're still pragmatic and not good enough. We lose out. So I also think what Mourinho's doing at the moment is playing a very, very clever game. I thought his agent comments last night were very good. I wouldn't mind somebody calling in and give their thoughts on that. In fact, I'll ask the next caller. And also, I think that what he's doing here is he's trying to basically say that the reason my team has been crap for the last 3 months is because of Paul Pogba. Look at what my team's like now without Paul Pogba. But, of course, it's a little bit shallow because we've just beat bottom of the league. Against Arsenal, we weren't the better team and we were lucky to get a point. So, it's hollow victories. Can you go to Anfield and get a result without Paul Pogba? Do that and people might start to think that there's some truth in it, but I don't know. Remember to smash a like on the video, everybody. Support your fellow callers. I really enjoy doing these call-ins. I appreciate that people are probably watching Chelsea City, but, you're a fake fan if you're watching that, aren't you? Because you should be watching a show with your United fellow fans. Pankaj, can you hear me? Hello? I was going to say, he's not normally the sort to be quiet. Hello, can you hear me?
Is Mourinho trying to tell us that our
Yeah, hello.
Hello, you're live on the United Stand, pal. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
How are you feeling after today's results? Positive, good result from United?
It's okay. It's okay. Ain't nothing there to really go crazy about. You know. Everybody talking about Pogba, Pogba this, Pogba that. You know what I mean? But for me, I want Pogba to go, not because I Pogba is one of my favorite players, but I just want him to go, so they could play their Fellaini's, their Matic, and all these crap players that Josie playing. You know what I mean? That's it's just whatever, man. It's just like a whatever game to me today. Like I'm watching the game, I'm so bored. Eh, really and truly, bro. It's not it's not Manchester United like I know Manchester United. You know what I mean? I'm here in Antigua in the West Indies. So
So,
I'm just frustrated. I'm just frustrated, Mark. I'm telling you.
I don't. The funny thing is, people who watch the Flex and Rants show, Rants was saying after the game that there's a funny feeling around the United fan base from those people who are so adamantly wanting Mourinho out, because all this does, he smashes the team that's at the bottom of the league, and what does it actually mean? It doesn't really mean anything because Fulham are so bad. But the Pogba situation for you, you'd like to see him go so he can prove how good he is, and it'll be our loss, and Mourinho can just crack on with his Fellaini and Matiches, really.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like every weekend is Pogba, Pogba. Even though Pogba is not playing, it's still Pogba. Like most of these channels, they just do stuff. If they don't put Pogba name in their stuff, they're not going to get any views. They're not going to get any highlights. What about Matic? What about Matic? Matic haven't been playing crap, bro. From since when? Matic haven't been performing. Can't be Lukaku. What? So what? It's just Pogba. It's everybody's just about Pogba. Pogba, his attitude. Pogba is this. Pogba is that. I'm telling you, man. So for me, I'm gonna give somebody else a chance to call him. But for me, I want Pogba to go just to please my heart, to please my soul, and to I know Pogba is one of the best midfielders in the world. So I just want him to go. Just go and just leave the fans who like Mourinho and like Fellaini and like Matic. Let them handle that. Because I know they're gonna come back and say, "Oh, we shouldn't sell Pogba and this and this," you know. So that's all I gotta say for now.
Just very quickly before you do go, what are your thoughts on Lukaku? Where do you stand on Romelu Lukaku?
Oh man, we we in trouble with Lukaku now because Lukaku he's so poor, man. He's so poor. He's so poor. Lukaku is not a Manchester striker. Lukaku is just. I don't know what to say about Lukaku, man. This guy is just irritating me. Every time I see him on the pitch, he slows up. He slows up the game so much. I'm not going to talk about his first touch. He slows up the game so much. He don't make no runs to the channels. He don't do what he do. He just stand up there and do nothing, bro. He's killing the team, and it's gonna be hard to get rid of Lukaku because who gonna pay 75? Who gonna give us? Lukaku worth right now about 45. Who gonna pay 45 million for Lukaku right now in the top 16? So Lukaku is just a long time project. We gotta deal with a headache because and next manager coming, Lukaku not gonna play. And I think also in the transfer window we need another striker. Everybody talking about defender. We need a striker. We need a striker. Why nobody not saying we need a striker? We do need a striker. Lukaku. I'm frustrated with Lukaku. I'm frustrated with Jose Mourinho, and I'm just frustrated. Period.
Thanks for calling in, mate, and hopefully you feel a little bit better having had a little bit of a release of the frustration. But take care and thanks for calling in.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Cheers, pal. Good call. I mean, it's interesting to get that side of things. I think it's certainly the side, I'd call that the Rance side. Rance is like that. He's not even going to United games when he's got a season ticket, because he's not going to go until United get rid of Mourinho, which, some people would say is a little bit severe, but, it is his right. Of course it is. And I think that, there are people that really are at that point with it. And they want to express their frustration in that way. There was a lot of empty seats today, to be fair. Alec, can you hear me?
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
I'm all right, thanks. I'm just going to fly into a question with you first, actually, because it's on my head and I want to get somebody's opinion on this. So, Jose Mourinho's agent came out last night and said that Mourinho is very happy here. He's got a long-term contract, but Manchester United are very happy with him. What was your thoughts about that? That apparently Manchester United are very happy with Jose Mourinho when last night we were 8th in the league, negative goal difference, some terrible performances. What was your thoughts on that?
I think their shadowing movement towards Real Madrid are just showing that he's there, as he's an option, because I wouldn't admit that he actually is happy and the club's happy with him. You can't say you're happy after getting certain results that you're getting, especially in consistency. It's not like we 4-0-1 and then 0-0 drawed and then 4-0-1 and then 0-0 drawed. You know what I mean? We're very all over the board right now, and I think his agent's very smart. He knows how to. He's kind of trying to balance the situation amongst all right, if he's getting the sack or if things aren't going well, everybody knows if January comes and your club's in shambles, or by the time if you're still getting bad results or whatever, Mourinho's there for the taking. I think we know, because the board's a very money hungry board. If they were to wait till May and just let him go for the $5 million, it's probably the worst possible thing that could happen to us, because then we have to get the new coach, refine form in the preseason. And it's just, I don't think it's a safe move at all. But I just think he's doing it to protect him in a sense. That's what I think he's trying to do. Protect him from getting an earlier sack, so it looks like he's happy, but it's also showing other people that he's available in case, because all these rumors show that he's mad and upset. So it kind of leaves that door open to other clubs.
On the positive side, there were positives today, I felt. I mean, what did you feel about the result?
I thought I wouldn't. Some people call it pure papering over the cracks. I thought it was a decent result. It was good to see Delort get a run and a lot of players look better. And the Pogba thing, I know that's a big topic tonight. Now, I was Mourinho in a while ago. I discussed this on the show before. After a few times, Sevilla was my last straw. But I'm not saying I'd want to see the manager backed with new players so that he can try something new next season in the whole 9, because that's not what I want. I want him gone. But if regardless of whether a new coach comes in or not, if Pogba's still going to be a problem and he's not happy the way he is, then you got to let him go. No player is bigger than the club. That's what everybody's got to understand. That you got to remember that. And if it takes him trying flick-ons and fakes and little spins and turns to get the manager mad for him to get dropped, that's beyond the whole team. You're both causing issues for the entire team right now, and nobody wants to see it. Whether it's fans, board, manager, owner, whatever, it's just horrific to see. It's like Pogba undermines him by doing tricks and flicks, loses the ball, causes counters, this and that, and then we get results like this, which makes you question: is Mourinho doing it to spite Pogba, or is he really just think, oh, go have a go because I really have no more options?
Yeah, I mean, the thing I think about it is that obviously I back Pogba. If I have to make a decision, Mourinho or Pogba, it's definitely Pogba. Of course. And I mean, as I said the other day, I would pick Phil Jones over Mourinho. That's just how I am. But what I would say is, I think it's embarrassing that we are in December and we're basically washing our dirty linen in public, because it's so obvious that our most high-profile player is having a war with our manager.
Yeah, and just right now we're too concerned with hoping to get draws next week with Liverpool and stuff like that. And I never used to think like that. I never used to hope for things like that. I just wish that, some say you can look at it like you're a professional, you're paid all this money, do a job. But then you have to understand, after weeks, months of trying something and it's not working, you have to be willing to. You have to work with the players. I get it. You're the boss, but Carrick would pull somebody aside and say, all right, you want to try this? Or you want to do something new? He'd probably try it. He'd give you the benefit of the doubt. It's one thing to try and fail. That's Mourinho's problem, is he doesn't like to fail trying new things. He just likes to be stubborn and have his own route, and then if something doesn't work to his play style, he puts the blame on the players, which is why he's not the man for us. He's just not. The people that know, I would say know this club and its vivid history is, you have to understand that that's not how you handle things, and his biggest issue is man management. I hate when he celebrates a Fellaini goal or something like that, but when a Marshall scores a beautiful curler, the guy gets no credit, and it's like, because he didn't track back an extra 10 or 20 yards. But when Matic gets broken off by two players and he leaves the field wide open for a breakaway, and then these defenders that Mourinho's complained about getting new ones can't defend the ball, it's like, is it your midfield signing's fault because you put them in the wrong place, or is it the defender's fault because you weren't back to get new ones? You know what I mean? There's too many excuses. You need to coach your way and set your team up in a better way. You need to get yourself, when you're in a bad situation, you coach your way out of it, not just throw things in the air and make complaints and ask for new things. And no, you coach your way out of the situation.
Definitely. Cracking call, Alec. Really appreciate it. And I know you're calling again.
Thanks for taking it, Mark.
Cheers,
all right,
pal.
I'll see you for the Liverpool show.
Yes, definitely. Look, everybody, the Discord link, if you want to get involved with it, is in the video description. It's only invite only, and that doesn't mean any exclusive thing. It just means, we don't put it out publicly. You won't find it through Discord. You've got to go through the link in the video description. Familiarise yourself with Discord. On Monday night, we do another Discord show every week, and I'll show you how it works. But, effectively, we've got call-in queues, we've got chat queues, and, there's people around the world you can chat about United with. I think tonight, for me, what did I reckon about the Ashley Young goal today, Scott Kent? I'm looking forward to match of the day tonight because, we won 4-1. There was a lot of moments in there. And I think, as I said, it's becoming a bit of a cliche. But if you live in a bubble and just enjoy the performance and enjoy the results, it's quite nice because we've not had a lot of nice things. I can't think of a result this year that's as good as the result today, which is sad. I mean, Juventus, obviously. But as an overall performance, but then again, we're playing the bottom of the league. But then again, let's just enjoy it. That's what I think, because there may be trouble ahead, as the song says. And, next Sunday, when we're doing the call-in, I think it might be a very different mood. I mean, can you really think United can go to Anfield and get a result? We've done it. My Manchester United support, like yours, is littered with results against games against Liverpool at Anfield. But do you think this team is anywhere near good enough to go to Anfield and win? I think we can go there and get a point by dropping anchor and parking the bus. But I don't see how we can win that game. And then, we lose that game, and everybody who's positive about Mourinho will be saying Mourinho out again, which is why many of us are just consistently saying Mourinho out, because we're not fooled by beating bottom of the league. And I think, obviously, I don't think he'll get sacked after the Liverpool game. So then we've got Cardiff, and he's going to beat Cardiff because they're as crap as Fulham. So, and then, we've got a couple of winnable games between Christmas and New Year. And then we've got Spurs, where we'll probably lose, but then we've probably got to win a ball game. I mean, let's just have a look at the fixtures for a minute, because it's important to look at it. And you think, well, is there even an opportunity? Does it even matter if he gets the sack now? Because what manager can rescue this situation? We're over halfway through the season. So yeah, we've got Liverpool, probably going to lose, maybe get a draw. Cardiff, win. Man City, Huddersfield, win. Sorry, Man United, Huddersfield, Boxing Day, we win. Manchester United, Bournemouth, Sunday the 30th, we should win. Newcastle away, should win, don't know. Reading, FA Cup, win. Tottenham away, lose. But straight after that, Brighton at home, we win. Then we've got Burnley at home, we win. And then you're into February and you're like, well, actually, you can't sack him in February. You may as well stick until you're mathematically impossible. Leicester away, Fulham away, Liverpool at home, Palace away. There's just this league, as I said on the watch along, this league, if you are a top 6 team, you're always going to have some easy games. You're never going to really have a run of games where you lose loads, because the top 6 teams, you've got Everton, Bournemouth, and then a load of shit, really. There's so much crap in this league that the top 6 teams should just push aside. And that is why, when I've said this, we've won today, but we're 8 points off 4th, really. Well, we're 7, depending on the Spurs result. But let's say we're 8 points off 4th place. People go, 8 points isn't that much. But you only make up the points against the teams above you, because the teams below you, even Arsenal today on an off day, they still beat Huddersfield at home. There's so many crap teams in this league that the opportunity to close an 8-point gap is almost impossible because there's so many beatable teams in the bottom half, and even, you know, basically from 8th down, they're all beatable for any top 6 side. And that's where we've gone wrong this year, because we haven't beaten a lot of them, whereas everybody else has. That's why they're 16 points ahead of us. So we're not going to get top 4, but I don't see us having a run of bad enough results now. And actually, you know what? Let's call a spade a spade. It's too bloody late. They've waited too long to sack Mourinho to give the new manager a chance for us to get top 4. We won't get top 4, and we'll just stick with Mourinho until he can't get top 4. And then another summer, another transition, another manager. That's what I see coming, because I think it's just too bloody late now. You couldn't give anybody the job and they'd get top 4 because you're relying on the results of others. Let's say you brought Zidane in and he won every game between now and the end of the season. You'd probably get top 4. But is that likely? No. And are the others going to drop enough points? I think 8 points is massive, and I think it's gone. It's absolutely gone. Come on, Chelsea, says PXA. Are they winning yet? I don't know. Let's have a look. I'm going to sit down and watch the second half. They are winning. They are winning. Kante, right on half time. Why would you say come on, Chelsea? That means bloody Liverpool are top of the league. We don't say that. We don't say that. We don't want that. You know, Mourinho has made this season bad enough without making Liverpool top of the league, which they will be if Man City lose. We can't have that. We don't want that. You don't want that. You do not want that. You don't want Chelsea beating Man City because Liverpool are top of the league. You cannot have that. It gets bloody worse. Anyway, we've got fan cams incoming. Thanks for the call in. Really enjoy doing it. I know a lot of you are watching that game. That's why you've not been tuning in. But please do drop a like on the video. Support your callers. And make sure you watch my match reaction. And the fan cams will be coming up very soon. Speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching. Oh, and make sure you get on the Discord. Links in the video description. If you want to be calling in on future shows, you've got to be on the United Stand Discord. So the invite link is in the video description. Enjoy your evening. Positive result from United. It could be ruined by Liverpool being top of the league. Fucking hell.